Hey, yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I have my coffee, and we have a replay in my Scorpion G. Well, you're probably thinking, oh, great, another Scorpion G video. Well, we're going to talk about positioning. We're going to talk about reacting. We're going to talk about understanding the enemy force and your force, and get into some of the more detailed items of World of Tanks. So take a look at the setup here. It's all Tier 8, 1 artillery. We're on Malinovka. I have spawned into the, not Malinovka, Proc. We're on Proc. I've spawned into the south. So I have a lightly armored glass cannon in the Scorpion G with some pretty good mobility. The enemy tank has quite a few TDs, but notice that they've got 4 scouts over there. 2 Batchat 12Ts, and even 90 and an LTTB. I want to avoid getting hit by artillery, so I need to go somewhere where I'm not going to get nuked by artillery. I want to avoid being lit up by light tanks. And I can't really take shots, okay? So what are my options here? My options are to go up to here to 5.6, probably a bad option, okay? I think everyone knows that right off the bat. Artillery, the other heavy tanks coming up and over, popping me in my turret, which has 0 armor, not a great idea. I could go up the hill and sit on this back edge in these bushes and take shots down here, but that has very limited potential for damage, at least early on. If we win the hill, yes, you can be a sniper up there, do some good work. You might sneak a few shots into guys being unwise and coming up over the top. However, on this map, with this tank, with this setup, your best bet is to go back over here and a little bit of Campa Lampa Ding Dong over on the 1-2 line. However, you're looking for opportunities to follow up and to move to other positions or react to the battle as required. So as I am moving over to this area, I am considering and being careful about the scouts. I'm probably not as far to the left as I should be. See how far over the 103 is? He's doing it right. I'm doing it a bit wrong. If you look at the spotting rings over here, a enemy light tank coming up and over that ridge and getting a little bit close, probably unwise for him because he'll be up on top and they'll have shots on him. But if he does YOLO in a little bit, I might get lit. So I really need to be fading over to the left side. So right off the bat, a bit of a mistake on my approach. One thing you can watch, however, is the speed of your own light tanks to get a general idea of when their light tanks will come up and over the hill. Notice that ours went quartering left over here, so they lost a little bit of distance. They could travel. If somebody was going straight for the middle, they'd be coming up and over right about now, and I'm just about to get covered up in the trees, so that was a bit of my calculus. This is a fast tank, relatively, so I'm able to get there. If you're in a slower TD, like the 103 or even slower, it's wiser to get up near this red line in order to not get spotted crossing because you could potentially take artillery or snapshots. All right, our light tanks went exactly where they needed to go, and I knew that when I watched them going across there because they're able to spot their light tanks attempting to get into these bushes. We're going to watch an interesting thing happen. So I sort of figured that would happen. We'll just go and snap a shot off. Unfortunately, that doesn't get there. And now my positioning within this position becomes important. As of right now, I have a reasonable expectation that nobody got up into that bush. However, there's still a Batchat 12T somewhere, and there's a even 90, which has even more camo than a 12T, and I don't know where he is. So there could be somebody up in those bushes up there, the standard spotting bushes from the north spawn. The south spawn can't get to those bushes. Used to be you could, but you can't these days when the map is slightly different. Slight mistake knocking down a tree. So I'm going to move in here, but I'm not going to get too crazy close. Oh, never mind, I do. So I wish I hadn't actually gone that close, to be quite honest. Because take a look at where my spotting rings are. They're right there at the edge of those bushes. So if somebody did sneak in, say the even 90 or the other 12T, I might get spotted coming out into the open here. So this bush is about as far forward as I would want to go. And that's now discussing the micro positioning within the position I went to. Also 2, and at the same time, holy cow, there's only 2 of us over here. There's light tanks. Thank God they're up there spotting for me. But there's only going to be myself and a T-103. So right off the bat, I am feeling defensive, and I am going to leave sooner, vice later, if I have to, from this spot. So we'll go ahead and jump into this bush. I get wise and get in there. And holy cow, look at that. There is a guy going up there. Now, I have a replay issue that drives me crazy. There is some kind of bug where if you go into the settings and try to set your markers right, it always wants to delete one and then add one. It's driving me crazy, so just bear with me. But that's the 12T up there. It looks like it's even worse. I just tried to fix it, but unknown what's going on with that. Give you what I'm doing with my camera right here. And we'll shoot that 12T. So there's the 12T we probably already knew about. There's the even 90. So, okay, good. Now we're just missing a 12T. And something kind of surprising happens here. I'm trying to get a shot on that 12T as he runs off. And now I'm just going to try to snipe the guys that are surfing the ridge. And getting rid of their light tanks now is the priority. So if I can put a shot on the light tanks, that's what I want to do. See, our Hawk 30 goes in, the even 90 is working that area over there. And the IS-6 just clicked on that. So that was my first clue right there that something is going on up there. And he must have taken a shot in his side, or somebody was shooting at him, and he's clicking up there and thinking, oh, maybe there is a guy up there. Where is that other 12T, or even the one that's now not lit? Where did he go? So at this point, it's just a hold what we've got. The T-103 is actually not in a bad spot back there. Once again, the zoom out issue appears. We're having all kinds of replay issues today. Oh, come on now. Okay, the replay system has completely lost its mind. Anyway, the T-103 is behind me, and he's thinking even more defensive than I am. One of the reasons I like this spot rather than being where he is I have a little bit better shot down this alleyway. It's not great because see how the road turns to the right? There is some low ground right up here. I'd really love to be more up in this bush up ahead of me to get straight shots down there in case the Hawk 30 sees them, but I can't do that right now because I'm not sure that there's not somebody up in those bushes right there. Based on what the enemy has, the IS-6 clicked on it, and these are all clues that I'm using for my micro positioning within this position. So I'll take a bit of a chance and move across here. I'm looking at my spotting circles to see if I can get a shot on one of these light tanks as they're crossing over here and still stay unspotted. This was a bummer. I bounce off of that 12T. Okay, wait a minute. Both 12Ts have been seen now. Very interesting. One of the 12Ts is dead, but the one that went dark, where is that guy? Where is that guy? Trying to look for a shot on that LTTB as he surfs. The Lance NC is clicking on people over there for some reason. Probably, yeah, he's up on the hill clicking on them, telling them to shoot the guys that he's trying to light. There goes the LTTB. And we get a bit of a lucky shot right there. I get lit. Why? Because I was too close. Remember when I talked about my circles? They're too far to the north. That was an easy light for him. The good news is I'm far enough back that hopefully there's not too much up there. So we're going to try to make a runner. We're going to get out. Oh, wait a minute. We just got hit by a 12T. Where did we get hit from? Look at the marker. Look at the marker. He's somewhere in those bushes over there. And again. So I'm thinking he's actually up top. I'll click up there, but it looks like he was maybe further down to the south just a little bit there. Scorpion G takes out the Hawk 30. And now I'm not liking this too much. We've got some heavies. We've got a prototype, a Tiger 2, and something else. We've got an even 90 in front of me. There's the Bat Chat. So he breaks open, and the good news is that our even 90 saw him. He was looking like he was trying to get back up into that bush right there, actually. So he was down a bit lower, tried to go up to the bush, and the even 90 lit that guy up. Try to get a shot on one of these guys. No, can't quite do it. And now, within this position, I'm thinking, and look at the 103, he's also moving back. I'm not liking this. The even 90 is the only thing that's going to keep us from getting run over. We might get a shot or two if we hold fast. We might get a shot or two, but we'll probably get lit and die. So right now, we've got to work with this even 90. Notice the Tiger 2 is right outside of my render range, so I've got to come in to find him. There he is. Trying to get a shot on him, but I can't quite. That's that problem I talked about, where we're not down in the low spot here, and the corner of that, the little bend in that road is keeping us from getting shots on him because he's down low. And that's the right spot for him to be. So the even 90, I see him start fading over, and now all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh, this is not good. If he's going to leave this side, me and this 103 are going to have to get out. Now I start clicking on that going, dude, you got to come back. Nobody needs you over there. All those guys are lit. Well, the two TDs on the west side need you over here, and that's when I bail out. All right, so we're going to head out, and I'm going to make myself a little bit closer to running away here to safety. And holy cow, here comes somebody spotted. Finally, the ELC comes back, and that's good news for us. As long as they're lit there, we can start getting some shots. Notice, again, the problem of them being below the little ridge right there for me and the T-103. We only have kind of turret shots on them. He's doing a nice job finding them. The Tiger 2 is trying to come in. We'll drop some damage on that guy. I'm just thinking, ELC, stay alive, brother. Man, he's doing all he can do. That's a very dangerous move for him because there's probably several guys in there. Get rid of the Tiger 2. And it's fairly easy to come up and over in those bushes and not get spotted and shoot him down in that bull. But for the moment, he's doing a nice job. The T-103 takes out the other one, and now we've got a light going after him. I'm thinking we got to get rid of this guy, and we get rid of that guy. So now they have only the ELC even 90. Now the Scorpion gets lit, makes an unwise move. It looks like he was trying to go in there and support and get rid of the Tiger, or get rid of the Scout, and unfortunately he does. So the T-103 and I need to make sure he doesn't get away. There we go. GW Tiger P got him, and then all of a sudden we find the other Scorpion. Very nice. Looks like he came out and looked for an unwise shot on the Carnarvon and got lit. And all of a sudden, things on this flank are much better. But from here, we got to start thinking about what do I do next. All right, okay, great. We've kind of won this flank. We'll just pause it for a minute and we'll count noses. Kind of, that was all reactionary, right? Target, target, target. Fall back a little bit, make sure we don't get overrun. All right, good. Now what? We count 1, 2, 3 lit, another 3 unlit. That's 6. That's all their tanks. So we have good SA on 3 of them. We have some old SA on 3 of them. And then we have a GW Tiger P. So we're going to go ahead and start working. And I'm going to work this side of the map a bit. I'm going to move up here initially, see if I can get a shot on that Renegade. The 703 version 2 goes after him. What I want to do is get out from behind these trees so I can get an actual good view on what's going on. There we go. I'm a little bit concerned about the 1-2 line, but then I see the STA-2 going down it, so he should give us some SA if anyone's flexed to that side. There's the even 90. He's come up on the other side of the train tracks right there, and unfortunately the Scorpion G is sitting there getting proxy lit. He needs to get out of there. As soon as he got lit, he needed to start moving because the artillery is going to dump on him right there. It looks like me and the 103 are trying to use the same bush right here. There's the artillery dumping on the Scorpion G. He definitely needed to be moving before that. So what are my possibilities or options here? I could cross over and look for shots on the guys on the hill, but unfortunately there's no real cover down here to get shots on them. All I could do is get up against the train track, and then I'm just waiting for one of them to come proxy light me. So we're going to hang out for a minute, and unfortunately I'm kind of using the Scorpion G as my canary in the coal mine. We had a Carnarvon and the 703 holding the 5-6 line, and the STA-2 going down that line. And at this point I'm thinking I should have probably followed the STA-2, but I'm trying to help the guys who are actually lit. We get their even 90 down, and that is a massive, massive advantage for us to get rid of their Scout. Because while they had the Scout, we were in a bit of trouble. And the 703 just loses his mind, goes down there after the Renegade. The STA-2 gets their artillery. That was huge. But unfortunately, we lose the 703. And all of a sudden, we got the guy popping up over here. Just get the shot in. Somebody else hits him as well, the 103. And we double tap the Progetto and get rid of him. And now we're in pretty good shape. We got some good map control. I like having this side versus having the other side, to be quite honest, at least at this point. And now I am moving because the next thing I would like to do is wrest control of the 5-6 line by getting rid of the Renegade, who at last seen was on our side, on the west side of the railroad tracks. We don't really know where the Scorpion G has gone. It's unlikely he's moved into the northwest corner because the STA-2 has eyes on. So we've probably trapped him on that side of the map. The Carnarvon's keeping him from coming across in the south. And we got the Scorpion G turtled up right there on the 5-6. So now I'm going to move around and see if we can't pick out this Renegade. Maybe I can actually see him, and then all of a sudden, there we go. He's actually moving. That was unwise on his part. Let's look for a good shot, and we'll just knock that guy down. STA-2 with a little scouting, and El Suicida OP. He's done. So now I'm watching the STA-2. We'll do Overwatch with him, and the Sturv shows up. Shot of opportunity. Do we have that shot? No. Unfortunately, I'm not quite high enough right here. I take a bit of a chance uncovering. I'm pretty sure the Scorpion won't see me from here. And I'm thinking, all right, how do we now take down this Sturv 81? Now, there's the problem here. We have good map control, but they're on that side, and we're on this side. And pushing up and over on any of these points, either the south, middle, or north, is probably unwise because they're going to have cross shots, plus the guy on the hill is the X factor for that. So we've got to be careful about how we handle this. But we do have a nearly 100% Scorpion in me, and a 100% Scorpion in the other one. The STA-2 is wounded, and as I recall, the Carnarvon is wounded, but we also got the T-103, who's now moving up to support the Carnarvon right there. So the STA-2, if he hasn't done it already, he will click in that corner. I think he already did it, maybe. So we'll move over here, and all of a sudden we find the Scorpion, who is up there. I'll let this zoom in as much as possible before he gets away. We'll pop a shot into him. And then all of a sudden the Lance and C makes an appearance. Now that's important because he is now no longer up on that hill, and it changes the calculus a little bit of being able to move up against the tracks. I'll just snap a shot, but it obviously hits the ground. Not even close. He's pushing in. We've got a Scorpion and a T-103. Looks like they're trying to proxy light and take shots on that guy. And I just can't quite reload in time to get a shot on that guy. So Scorpion's up north. The Lance and C is there. The Sturv 81, I think, is down in the south. Yeah, there he is. So he's down further south, proxy lighting guys, looking for shots on the Lancin. And now it's time to kind of make a move. We need to decide, do we go get the Lancin in the middle? I'm flexing over this way because I'm thinking, hey, let's take care of this Sturv. I'll go all the way down to the track, or maybe go over the middle and see if we can get a shot on the Sturv here. Looks like that's what the T-103 is interested in doing, is keeping that guy lit. And our Scorpion G goes over and takes him down. So that's what I was thinking needed to be done, and he does it. And all of a sudden, now that we have one of the crossing points secured, we can move and take more map control in this southeast part of the map and start to lock these guys down. The only wild card is making sure the STA-2 doesn't die over there, and somehow they escape over to the northwest. The Lancin dives down into the water down there, which gives us a good clue where he is. Obviously he's spotted, and the Scorpion G is up there in the north, probably still in that spot. Now I have a couple options here. I can sit here and wait for someone else to do something, or I can start to lock down this game. I have an STA-2 over here, and what I'm going to do is go through these tracks. Let's just go take out. We've got an isolated Scorpion G. Let's just go take him out. I make a mistake here. Unfortunately, I'm not in the trees or in the bushes, and he actually sees me on the approach. That's a bummer. I did not want to lose those hit points before I got closer. I would have loved to have got closer. But in any event, he gets lit taking a shot, and I knew I had the fire support from the other side. I kind of expected him to be down this pit, but that's where he was, up there, and we're able to take him down because he's up on the high part of the track. So I come in here, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go over this way. Let's see if we can find this Lance. And all of a sudden he shows up, which surprised me. Good on him. He comes in here and gets a shot with HE and nearly kills me. That gun hits pretty hard, and I'm just going to come around here, do a little auto aim. I'm spinning my hole and my turret, and even though the turret's really slow on that thing, with a little bit of hole and turret turning at the same time, I'm able to keep the gun online, and we kill that guy for 4,000 damage or so, and 5 kills in there. So there you go. I just wanted to explain what was going on with that, because there is the idea of your initial position, but there's the micro position within that, and then there's how you react within that position, and then there's the mid and end game flow in order to secure a win. So there's really two things to winning this game. Number one is facilitating damage. So I say facilitating rather than just doing damage, because sometimes enabling your team to do damage via tracking or assist on spotting is as important as just simply doing damage. So facilitating damage for your team is number one. Number two is having a vote. And what I mean by that is you need to be doing damage, facilitating damage, and exist from the beginning, mid to late game. If you're in the mid, especially in late game, more especially, and you have a vote because you're still alive, that's what wins games in World of Tanks. It really boils down to those two things overall. And how you do that is what we just discussed there, as far as reacting to the flow, reading what's going on, understanding where tanks are, what the crossfire opportunities are, and all those kind of things. All right, that's all I've got. We will see you.